My name is John Billingsley. I use he, him, or they, them. I grew up in Cambria, New York, which is a small farming village outside of Buffalo. Cambria, New York. It's a small farming town, a little bit outside of Buffalo. And where I grew up, I definitely felt like more of an outcast. I didn't know about any queer people, and pretty much everyone in the town went to the church, and we were like the one family that didn't. So I just didn't necessarily connect with a lot of people. Very personally, I had a few friends, like a few very close friends, but I definitely felt like a lot of the people, like I just couldn't really communicate with them, or they didn't really understand like my background. And so to kind of cope with that, I definitely like committed myself to academics. So I was definitely more of like a nerdy math geek, science geek growing up. My mom worked for a utilities company, so that was kind of like an unconventional gender role for someone to have. So I think that was one of the reasons that I could kind of see in myself, like I could be in sciences. I really didn't know like how to apply for college or like which program I should enter. I kind of just randomly picked one. I chose chemical engineering because it's kind of like right between chemistry and math, which are my two favorite subjects. I was just lucky that I was good at it and I kind of enjoyed the principles behind it. When I was about to graduate though, I realized that kind of the primary employers of chemical engineers are these like, you know, big pharma, big oil, big agro companies, which I guess from like a social justice perspective aren't kind. Their primary goals are profit-driven, like basically trying to exploit the environment or communities in whatever way possible to kind of like, you know, make a profit. When I was applying to grad school programs, I was definitely aware of the fact that certain labs that I could join versus other labs would kind of have this awareness about environmental sustainability in mind. And so I specifically applied to programs with labs that I could see myself fitting into and feeling good about the research that I was doing. And so the lab that I joined, we study natural product biosynthesis. And so basically we try to figure out how different organisms, plants, animals, and fungi make different medicinally essential natural products. Last year a student org was created called Queers in STEM, and Queers in STEM is affiliated with CDLS, and I've been heavily involved in Queers in STEM since its inception. The purpose of Queers in STEM is to create a space for queer people in the sciences to kind of come together and to discuss some of the issues that are facing our community. CDLS and Queers in STEM have kind of given me an avenue to kind of start affecting change in these communities. So through CDLS and Queers in STEM, we've attended the March for Science. We've kind of created these spaces dedicated to these cross sections to, like I said before, come together. So through Queers in STEM, I've had a chance to mentor 2 undergrads at UCLA. I definitely feel like I've been able to kind of point them in the right direction, provide resources, tell them it's going to be okay. Just basically serving as an example so that they know that like despite some of the challenges that they're facing, that there's like a light at the end of the tunnel. So it's a well-known fact that academia is very pale, male, and stale. This is a kind of a feature of academia which I feel needs to be dismantled, totally torn down, and then rebuilt from the ground up in a way that's truly representative of science communities.